Hello and welcome. This video is about the things that I would like to accomplish this year, and also to show you just some of my stuff, because you should get to see some of my stuff. So let's get at it. So the first thing I'll show you, which you'll see, you might have seen in another video here, is my 2004 Toyota Corolla. We got this thing for a screaming deal of $200. It has 200,000 miles on it, with a 1.8 liter four-cylinder and a 4-speed automatic. I just changed the light bulbs and connectors for the low beams. And I have lots of stuff that I need to do on this, like I need to do rear brakes, I need to do struts. The head gasket's leaking a little bit, but nothing too major. I've only lost in the last couple thousand miles, I think, half a pint, which, if you don't know, is about a quarter of a quart. So it's really not that much. I've installed a new stereo deck and a trim piece around that, and I need to put a subwoofer in. I have a subwoofer for it, and I have RCA cables, but I need to get that wired in. And I need new tail lamp assemblies for sure. If you can see it, that's all damaged. I need this rear bumper cover, and I need to pull this dent out. And in the front here, I need a new fender liner, because that just went to shit on me one day on the way to work, and it sounded like I blew a bearing out, but obviously that's not what happened. And then eventually I want to get new wheels. I want to get it repainted. I have big plans for this thing. It's going to stick around for a long time, because even if I just drive it till the engine dies, I looked online and a new engine is only like $1,000 or $2,000, which really is not that bad. So there's my first thing. My second thing is this truck right here. I am buying this from my dad, or rather I've bought it. We just haven't actually done the legal portion because we were waiting for the registration to run out. This is a 2001 Chevy Silverado 3500 dually, and it's got the last big block V8 that Chevy put in any of their trucks, gasser, the 8.1 liter. And this thing, I've already done some work on. It's kind of messy in here, so excuse the mess. But I have water leaking through here, which I'm pretty sure is due to this. I put some silicone around it to try and help, but that didn't do it. So I'm just going to buy all new cab lights. I don't like this orange color anyway, so we're going to figure that out. And I need to figure out what to put here, because I removed some ham radios. And the seats are in really good condition. It's got like 180,000 miles. It had a battery draw, and I solved that. It needed an overlay. I bet I might be able to find the wire under here, maybe? I don't know if I can. There is a big red wire that I put under here somewhere. I wonder if I pop this. Can we see it? No, we cannot. But that's okay. I think I have a video somewhere else of it. So, this thing is a beast. We call it beastie. It has an exhaust leak, though, from the passenger side exhaust manifold. And the things that I've already done to this include the radiator, because it blew up on me in my works parking lot. I have changed the battery. I have done a wire overlay, which we might be able to see the wire here. Here's the wire. It goes from underneath here into the cab, because when we first bought this thing many years ago, these were telescoping mirrors, and that was not a factory option, I suppose, at least not on this. And my dad put these back on. So that was drawing power through that. That's the likely culprit. But I found that, and it was draining the battery dead, but that doesn't happen anymore. I need to do a brake flush. I've done a transmission service. It needs valve cover gaskets, exhaust manifold gaskets, at least, if not exhaust manifolds. I don't know if they're warped or anything. So I've done, the radiator, that overlay, and I've done the oil pan, which involves dropping the front differential. And I've done rear diff service, front diff service. What else? A few oil changes, obviously. Got to keep up on that. And what else? I know there are other things I've done. I just keep forgetting. Anyway, more stuff to come on this as I progress, such as new headlights and maybe some you know, new trim. Eventually I'll want to get new wheels and bigger tires, because these are honestly pretty small tires for a truck this size. Eventually I want to get some higher performance heads on this. And then, you know, Ford has the 7.3 liter gas Godzilla. I want to get a badge right here that says 8.1 King Kong. I think that would be great. New paint job, eventually new bed and new tailgate and this new light, or at least, you know, clean up the tailgate. But this is why it needs a new bed. It's got cracks all over it. So yeah, this is another big thing on my list of things to do. But I love this truck. It's super fun and it's big and it sounds great, aside from the exhaust leak. So then over here I have this truck, which I pulled an engine out of, which is in a shed, which I'll get to here soon. I got a lot of stuff on this and I'm not sure what I want to do with it. It's potentially restorable. It's even got a manual transmission, which I love. It's got a 5-speed. It's got NV 3500, so that would be great. If I could just upgrade that to a 4500, potentially, and put a new engine in it. And the frame has some rust, so I'd have to get that cleaned off and coated and everything. So it would be a long haul project for sure. Plus I've got all the parts for this thing just sitting in the back, including the hood. So I've got like the intake, manifold, airbox, radiator, condenser, all the lines and everything. I would need to do so much to get this thing back, and I need a title. I'm still waiting on that. But I do like this truck. I do like it, and I think it would be a really great truck to build something out of. Just make it something simple. It doesn't need AC. Just put like a little V8 in it, not even something that huge, like a little 283, like the Impala has, which it won't always have. But that's something that I'm still not sure what I want to do. If I want to scrap it, sell it for parts, or totally, completely fix it up and do that. So that's going to be something that I'll decide later down the road once I figure out everything else with all my other projects. Then here we have the 67 Impala, which has a 283 and a turbo 350 transmission, and it's just sitting in the barn, as you can see, because we are inside of the barn. And it needs a new interior. I'm working on an engine for it that I haven't worked on in a couple months, unfortunately, because I've been busy. But it's got nice wheels. It's got really nice, you know, almost $1,000 tires, Coopers. They got great tread. This thing does really good in the snow, even compared to my truck. The body's in decent condition. It's got rust holes in the quarter panels as normal. But as far as dents and dings, it's pretty minor. And the goal is to fully restore this. How long that's going to take, I have no clue. But I do know that the engine needs work. It's old. It would need rebuilt, and it leaks oil. And so I wanted a different engine, so I pulled that 305 out of that truck, and I've been working on it. And I was going to make it a 334, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm just going to do a 305 and put it in here, and then eventually buy a 350 or maybe something bigger, who knows, to put in here. Maybe I'll do a whole 454 get up and go kind of thing. But I don't know. It's also kind of nice to drive and get okay fuel economy. That's good to do too. But here we are. Lots of stuff to do on this. The transmission's only got like 5,000 on it, I think, and the engine has 140 something thousand, which is a lot for these older rigs. But it's just been sitting inside for the last 3 months, minus thing, you know, subtracting, moving it out to clean some stuff and all that. So that's another project I have going on. Leaving the barn and moving over to this shed, we have a lot going on in here. We've got fluids. We've got lawn equipment. We've got fishing stuff. We've got an oil pan. We've got a small block Chevy from the 90s. And we've got chainsaws and oil filters and air filters and a torque wrench and a cam bearing tool. And I guess I'll just show you this. So this is the 305. I did the, the freeze plugs here. I've painted it. I really like this, cast iron with the brass freeze plugs. I've got the crank in. The crank is good. And, yeah. Oh, it's hard for me to move right there. But yeah, this thing, I've been rebuilding it, and that's a house key that I left from my friend that he never picked up while I was going to training. But yeah, I've been working on this thing off and on. And so if we flip this thing over, this is heavy. And you can see here's the crank. And I've got caps on there, kind of, you know, somewhat ready to go. But and the cams in there, I replaced the cam bearings because they were shot. And I painted the valve covers and the oil pan black, and that's going to set on there. And I got a bunch of other crap over here. I've got like 7 crates of old ass carburetors that I was going to rebuild, but I haven't done anything with lately. And I was going to put one of them on this, but I think I'm actually going to buy a new one to put on this. Currently, the parts that I have yet to work with on this are, and I have them, I have piston rings for the pistons that I cleaned up and I'm reusing. And I'm reusing these roller lifters and these retainers, and I'm reusing as much as possible. But yeah, so I have, I reused the crank bearings because those were still in good condition. I have new rod bearings and I have new piston rings currently. And yes, I am checking tolerances, so no need to worry about if I'm doing that or not. But that is another project that I have going on right now, and that is supposed to go in the Impala. And also, if anybody's watching and wants, you know, almost any amount of Quadrajets, comment or message me or something and let me know, because I have tons of them. And last, as far as cars go, we have our 2017 Kia Sorento. This is not much of a project. This is what needs the least work out of everything, if any work. This is just my wife's daily driver, and it's a great car, honestly. For a price point, Kia Sorento, they're great. Honestly, I don't hate them. It's pretty nice. So this thing is just reliable. Everything else, 1, 2, 3, 4, needs work. But that's why I drive them, because I'm the mechanic. So there you go. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get done this year, how much I'm even going to start working on. But those are some of the vehicle things that I've got going on. Of course, I've got my job where I work on cars all day, and I'm always buying expensive tools and toolboxes. I actually just bought a 68-inch Epic, and I'm super excited. And I love that box. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh man, if you like Snap-on toolboxes, the Epics are super nice. And you can build onto them forever. You can make them as big as you want to. So, more to come anyway. And if you washed, you wash, and that's great. So have a wonderful, wonderful day.